Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol FRZT. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So this here may look like several days worth of time. It's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame. I think it does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did this analysis yesterday, so that's where the red and green lines are coming from. And in yesterday's video, as a quick recap, I basically talked about the overall channel pattern that had formed, with the top of it resistance being 0.011, bottom of it support being 0064, 0065. And until something happened, not much to talk about. Well, today something did happen. And the bears got a breakdown to the downside of the channel. So from a charting lingo perspective, you would call this a pattern breakdown. So with that being said, in the spirit of not wanting a million lines everywhere, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that line for now. And like I said, yes, it pertains, but I don't want a million lines everywhere that can cause clutter and confusion. Just want to keep this as clean as possible. So with the breakdown, that brings about our first update, which comes from a foundational principle in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So on any sort of bounce back to the upside, that first key hurdle that the bull is going to have to fight through is at 0064, and then the next level of resistance to keep an eye on will be that purple line there, the 50 period simple moving average. But at this point in time, no need to talk about the purple line until the bulls can first, accomplish that first step, and that quote-unquote first step, that they need to fight through is going to be right there at 0064, 0065, whatever you want to call it. Now, as far as the big picture of things, the bulls are still in full control. With the pattern breakdown, has the chart lost some of its attractiveness? Yeah, the chart has lost some of its attractiveness. But before you start throwing stones at me, there's a massive difference between losing some of attractiveness and being totally ruined. How can I say that after such a deep pullback here that the bulls are still in full control? And how does that even make sense? Well, again, first off, I'm assuming you care about the big picture. Obviously, if you're a short-term day trader and you bought right there, or you bought right there and you wanted to sell within 20 seconds, then yeah, for you the chart looks terrible. But I'm talking about big picture perspective. So how can the bulls still be in control? Well, it's all about the pink line there, which is the famous 200 period simple moving average. Even if you just have a surface deep understanding of charts, I'm sure you've heard of the 200 period, and you know that from a bullish perspective, as long as the price is above there, then the long-term trend is up. So yeah, the chart could definitely be looking better, but it's not like everything's ruined. You can't say that the bears are in full control because, again, the price is still up above the famous 200 period simple moving average. But if you kind of connected those dots, that is certainly a very key level of support going into next week. You don't want to see any sort of closes below there, or worse yet, seeing the price separate to the downside. But as it stands right now, still quite a bit of separation before that level would even get touched. So yeah, the chart lost some attractiveness today, but by no means is it totally ruined. Bulls are still in control from the big picture perspective. So we'll see how next week all unfolds. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.